Welcome everyone, this is Music Appreciation and today's topic is on the brass family. I'm Mary Kay French, your synchronous instructor for this year, and we're going to start off with a little icebreaker where we match terms with their definitions. I'll give you a chance to do that here. If you're watching this recording, I would get out a piece of paper and pencil, and you can also press pause to give yourself a little more time, but I'm going to go on and look at the definitions here. So technology is the branch of knowledge that deals with the creation and use of technical means and their interrelation with life, society, and the environment, drawing upon such subjects as industrial arts, engineering, applied science, and pure science. Planer is E, a power machine for removing the rough or excess surface from a board. Drill is F, a shaft-like tool with two or more cutting edges for making holes in firm materials, especially by rotation. Chisel is 8, a wedge-like tool with a cutting edge at the end of the blade, often made of steel, used for cutting or shaping wood, stone, etc. Metallurgy is A, the technique of science of working or heating materials so as to give them certain desired shapes or properties. Scriptorium, D, a room as in a monastery, library, or other institution where manuscripts are stored, read, or copied. Manuscript is B, the original text of an author's work, handwritten or now usually typed, that is submitted to a publisher. Lithography is I, the art or process of producing a picture, writing, or the like, on a flat, specially prepared stone with some greasy or oily substance, and of taking ink impressions from this as in ordinary printing. Morse code is G, either of two systems of clicks and pauses, short and long sounds, or flashes of light used to represent the letters of the alphabet, numerals, etc., now used primarily in radio telegraphy by ham operators. We're going to watch how a trumpet is made. So here we go. I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to share my desktop here.
Ancestor of the modern trumpet was a straight horn that could emit just a few notes. By the 15th century, instrument makers learned how to bend the horn, allowing for more notes to be produced. The invention of the valve in the mid-1800s finally allowed the trumpet to play in any key. A trumpet is made up of 5 feet of tubing. 3 valves allow air to flow through additional tubing to alter the trumpet's pitch. Trumpets are made from sheets of metal, most often brass. This factory combines different thicknesses of brass in a single instrument to attain a particular sound. Workers first lay a template on a brass sheet and trace it out. Then they cut along the score line with electric shears. This piece will become the trumpet's bell. A manually operated press forms a perfect fold down the middle. Then they notch the edges. Then they close up the bell by hammering the notched pieces onto the opposite edge. They use a rawhide mallet because anything harder would damage the brass. A brass alloy is melted along the joint. It solidifies in a metal seam that permanently bonds the edges. Next, the bell goes over a cone-shaped mandrel, where the brass is hammered until it, too, is cone-shaped. Then the bell goes onto another mandrel mounted on a lathe. Here the brass cone is refined into a more refined shape. Then the metal is filed smooth. Now Now for the bell's rim, called the bead. A brass rod with a notch at the end catches the edge of the bell and rolls it back into a rim. Metal workers use what's called a concave roller to round the rim's jagged edge. Then they slide a brass alloy wire into the rim pocket. This makes the bell stronger and adds weight to the edge of the flare to project the sound better. They roll the rim over even more to enclose the wire. Now they heat the rim and apply acid flux to clean the surface for soldering. Letter silver solder ensures the wire won't rattle when the bell vibrates. After wiping off the excess flux, the bell goes back on the lathe to scrape off the excess solder. Using an abrasive sponge, workers smooth away any scratches left by the scraper. Then they remove any solder bits trapped in the rim. Now the entire bell is filled with a soapy solution. Then it's frozen at minus 56 degrees. When the solution is frozen, the bell goes into a bending block. The frozen solution provides counter pressure, preventing the brass from buckling inward. And because there's soap mixed in, the pliable ice doesn't shatter under the pressure. After the angle of the bend is checked with a gauge, the bell is defrosted. In the mounting department, workers assemble smaller components made of brass and nickel. Valve casings, the sliding tubes to which they connect, the slide for tuning the trumpet, the pipe that holds the mouthpiece. Then they solder on the bell. They lubricate 3 pistons and install 1 in each valve casing. These slides have to be loose enough to move, but tight enough to prevent air leaks. 1 slide is a finger ring for holding the trumpet. After polishing and lacquering the brass, workers test the trumpet for sound quality. This is one company that likes to blow its own horn.
Okay, so a little tutorial, really great, on how trumpets are made. And how trumpets are made, knowing and watching that tutorial, out of A, sheets of metal, B, brass, C, copper, or D, A, and B. And if you voted A and B, you're right. To create the bell, A, a manually operated press makes a perfect fold down the middle. B, makes a perfect cut in the metal down the middle. C, then the edges are notched. Or D, A, and C. And it's A and C. So a manually operated press, and you probably remember watching this in the video, makes a perfect fold down the middle. And then the edges are notched. Brass is made up of A, concrete, B, gold, C, copper and zinc, or D, silver. And it's C, copper and zinc. The bell of the trumpet is frozen with soapy liquid, A, to make it easier to play, B, to make it easier to bend, C, to make it thinner, or D, all of the above. And it is B, to make it easier to bend. What role does the soapy solution play? A, keeps the bell clean. B, keeps the bell from caving in as it's frozen. C, it provides counter pressure to keep the bell from buckling inward, or D, all of the above. And it's C. The smaller components are made of A, zinc and copper, B, gold and silver, C, brass and nickel, or D, all of the above. And it's C, brass and nickel. What is metallurgy? A, the study of metal. B is the process of working metal into artifacts. C, the philosophy behind metal instruments, D, all of the above. And it's B, the process of working metal into artifacts. Metallurgy, A, or a metallurgist is A, someone who studies the properties of metal, B, writes books on the properties of metal, C, a blacksmith, or D, all of the above. And it's the same as a blacksmith. So we're going to label a diagram of the trumpet, the different parts. And let me give you different labels so you know the names and see if you can fill them in here. And here are the little labels so you know the names. Just see if you can fit them in the right spot, and we'll come back in a second and look at the answers. Alrighty. So here's the mouthpiece, and then you have the lead pipe, 3 valves, a little ring, first valve slide, second valve slide, valve casings, the third valve ring, third valve slide, water key spit valve, tuning slide, and the bell. And we have a little quiz here just to wrap things up, just for fun. What is a metallurgist? Is it A, a blacksmith, B, someone who works with metal to make artifacts, C, someone who is able to work with metal to shape instruments, or D, all of the above? First question, what is a metallurgist? Is it 1, a blacksmith, 2, someone who works with metal to make artifacts, 3, someone who is able to work with metal to shape instruments, or 4, all of the above? And if you answered all of the above, you're absolutely right. Question number 2, what is brass made out of? Is it 1, gold and silver, 2, copper and zinc, 3, aluminum and concrete, or 4, all of the above? Second question out of 3, what is brass made out of? Is it 1, gold and silver, 2, copper and zinc, 3, aluminum and concrete, or 4, all of the above? And it's 2, copper and zinc. And question number 3, what is the soapy solution used for as the bell of the trumpet is frozen? Is it 1, it provides counter pressure to keep the bell from buckling inward, 2, keeps the bell clean, 3, keeps the bell from caving in, or 4, all of the above? Question number 3, what is the soapy solution used for as the bell of the trumpet is frozen? Is it 1, it provides counter pressure to keep the bell from buckling inward, or 2, keeps the bell clean, or 3, keeps the bell from caving in, or 4, all of the above? If you said 1, it provides counter pressure to keep the bell from buckling inward, you're absolutely right. For independent practice, do more research on the role of a blacksmith metallurgist. It's an interesting career path. And hope to see you live. Just a reminder that Music Appreciation is on Tuesdays at 5 p.m., Thursdays at 4 p.m., and Fridays at 5 p.m.